Hi, my name is Megan Raby, and I'll be doing the video assessment number 3 for the musculoskeletal and neurological systems for NU 650. This is Jeff. Jeff, do you give consent to be videotaped today?
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to wash my hands and introduce myself to the client. My name is Megan. I'm going to be doing your assessment today. First, I'm going to start by assessing your jaw. So I'm going to put both fingers here on the tip of your jaw, and I'm going to have you open and close. And do you have any pain when you do this?
No.
Okay. And I don't feel any crepitus or clicking. There's no swelling that I'm noting. Next, I'm going to look at your shoulders. So I'm looking at the shoulders and noticing that they're equal. There's no deformities or swelling. Any pain when I touch?
No.
Okay. Next, I'm going to look at your arms. So I'm going to have you put your arms in front of you. I'm going to have you lift them up straight ahead in front of you. Good. All the way up. Good. Then I'm going to have you extend them behind you. Good. And to the side. Good. And then next I'm going to have you try to touch your shoulder blade with your hand. Good. And then your other one. Very good. And then pretend you're brushing your hair. Good. Okay, so I'm going to look at your fingers next. I'm going to have you flex and extend them. Good. Make a fist. Good. And now I'm going to assess the strength in your arm. So I'm going to have you pull against my hands. Good. And push against. Good. And now I'm going to assess the strength of your wrist. So I'm going to have you push up against my hands. Good. And push down. Good. And now I'm going to have you extend your fingers out like this. And I'm going to squeeze them in to check the strength there. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to look for the Tinel sign, which will check for carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm going to tap here, and do you feel any numbness or tingling in your second, third, or fourth finger?
No.
Good. Next, I'm going to have you put your hands together by the backs of your hands, creating a 90-degree angle, and that's Phelan sign. Do you feel any numbness or tingling in your second, third, or fourth fingers?
No.
Okay, good. So next, I'm going to assess your spine. I'm going to have you stand up. I'm looking at the curvature of his spine, noticing that there's no deformities or bumps. Everything looks like a normal curvature. I'm going to have you bend at the waist. Good. And I'm going to have you extend backwards. Good. And now we're just checking for flexion and rotation. I have you turn side to side and then do a lateral bend. Good, on each side. Good. Okay, now I'm just going to assess your gait, noticing the way that his hips move, just walking across the room. I notice a normal gait. You can come back this way. A normal gait when walking. He has normal flexion in his hips. Okay, so I'm going to have you have a seat. Now I'm going to have you actually lay down. Just going to adjust the camera here so you can see. And I'm going to be assessing his hips, so I'm going to pull his knee up. Let me do it, please. Up. Good. With both legs. This is assessing his flexion and extension of the hips. And then I'm going to be doing checking his adduction and abduction by pulling his hip. I'm just putting my hands on his ankles and going in towards the midline and away from the midline of his body with both legs. Good. And checking for adduction and abduction. Good. All right, and now I'm going to have you sit up. I'm going to look at his knees. I'm going to bend them. Well, first I'm going to assess, relax. First I'm going to assess the knees, looking for any joint effusions or swelling. Do you have any pain or tenderness when I touch?
No.
Everything looks fine. There's no swelling or tenderness, no redness. Excuse me. Now I'm going to have you bend your knee. Good. And straighten it out. Good. And same with this one. Good. And straighten it out. Good. And now I'm going to have you internally rotate your knee. So I'm going to have you pull your whole ankle towards your midline. Good. And same on the side. Good. Now we're going to check for plantar flexion. So let me adjust this. I'm going to have you push your foot down and then up towards your body. Good. Now I'm going to have you turn your heel inward. Yep. And then back outward. Very good. Now I'm going to check your strength of your lower extremities. So I'm going to push down on your shins, and I'm going to have you push up against my hands. Good. And same thing, push down against the calves. Good. And I'm going to have you push up against my hand with your foot and push down like a gas pedal. Same with this one, push up against it, push down like a gas pedal. Good. Now I'm going to look for Neer's impingement. The Neer's impingement test to check for rotator cuff problems. So I'm simply going to raise your arm upward. And then Hawkins impingement. We're going to go across your body here. Any pain when I do that?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to do the McMurray's test to check for meniscus tears. So I'm going to have you lay back. I'm going to lift your leg up. And I'm going to, oh, can you see? I'm going to bend your knee and turn internally here, internally rotate the ankle, and have you push back up. And there, good. I'm just bending the knee at different angles here to assess for pain at the meniscus. Any pain when we do this?
No.
Okay, good. And next I'm going to do the valgus test, which checks for MCL problems. So I'm going to push, outward towards your thigh here. And then for the varus test, I'm going to push the other way here against my hand. Any pain there?
No.
That's the varus is checking for the LCL. Any problems with the LCL? Okay, good. And lastly, I'm going to do the anterior drawer test, so you can sit up. And I'm going to push down here on the top of the tibia and see if there's any change in the femur when I push down against the tibia, which I don't feel any problems there. Good. Okay, next I'm going to check your cranial nerves. So I'm going to do a finger to nose test. I'm going to have you touch your nose with your finger. Good. And now we're going to do a heel to shin test, please. Touch your heel to your shin. Very good. And now we're going to do a gait test. So I'm going to have you stand up. I'm going to have you walk across the room heel to toe. Good. And then I'm going to have you walk across the room on your toes, on your tippy toes. Very good. And then I'm going to have you hop in place and then shallow knee bend. So just bend very gently at your knees. Good. Next we're going to do, actually I need you to stand up again, I'm sorry. I'm going to have you do the Romberg test, which is, I'm going to have you put your feet together and close your eyes. And I'm just noticing if he is drifting or leaning side to side, which he is not. So, okay, you can open your eyes again. And now we're going to do the pronator drift test. So again, you're going to close your eyes, lift your hands straight in front of you with your palms up to the sky. And I'm just noticing to see if either of his hands are drifting from side to side, and they are not. Okay, so you can sit back down. Next, we're going to do some sensory testing. So I'm going to have you close your eyes and tell me if you feel something light or prickly.
Light.
Okay, how about here?
Light.
Okay. I don't even have that. Light or prickly?
Prickly. Prickly. Light.
Good. Okay, and now we're going to do the stereognosis test, where I'm going to give you an object in your hand. You're going to have your eyes closed. You're going to tell me what the object is.
Quarter.
Okay. Now I'm going to put a different object in your hand, and you're going to tell me if the object is the same object or something different.
Different.
What is it?
A dime.
Okay, good. And next I'm going to do the graphesthenia test, where I'm going to draw something in your hand. I'm sorry, close your eyes. I'm going to draw something in your hand, and you're going to tell me what I'm drawing.
A 4.
Very good. Okay, now we're going to do a 2-point discrimination test, where I'm going to point something on the pads of your fingers, and you're going to tell me if you feel 1 point or 2 points, okay?
2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 1. 1.
Good. Okay, so now we're going to check your reflexes. I'm going to check your bicep reflex first. I'm going to have you just relax your arm. I'm going identify where the bicep muscle is. It's kind of hard to see. And I'm gonna use my reflex hammer to hit my own finger. Good. Now I'll do it on this side too. Just relax your arm. Now we're going to check for tricep reflexes. Relax. Good. Relax. Good. Now we're going to check for brachioradialis reflex. So he has a watch on that hand. I'm going to do the test over here on this hand where I'm going to tap the radius with my reflex hammer here. Just relax your arm a little bit more. Now I'm going to do the knee jerk test. So his feet are unfortunately touching the floor here, but I'm going to hit right under the patella, check for a knee reflex. Good. And on the side. Good. And now the ankle jerk reflex. Let me see if I can adjust the camera. I'm going to hit right behind here on the Achilles tendon. Good. Good. Okay, and the last two specialty techniques I'm going to do is the Brudzinski test, which you are using when you're assessing for meningitis. So I'm going to have it lay flat. And I'm going to, adjust the camera. I'm going to flex his neck towards his chest and ask if he has any pain. Do you have any pain when I pull your neck up like this?
No.
Okay, good. And the last test we'll do is the Koenig sign. So I'm going to have you scoot your body back just a little bit if you can. I know you're kind of hanging off the... And the Koenig sign is when I bend your knee here. I'm going to bend his knee and then straighten it up here. It would be slightly uncomfortable, but he should not have any pain. Do you have any pain when I'm bending your knee like this? And then again, straight up. Any pain?
No.
Okay, and that's the end of our assessment. Thank you very much. Thank you.